If you're trying to figure out whether cybersecurity is actually worth it, this video is for you. If you're new here, my name is Cedric Gusan. I'm a cybersecurity leader, consultant, mentor, mixed martial artist, father, husband, you name it. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more real-world cybersecurity career content like this. And if you get value from this video at any point, make sure you hit the like button. But let's talk about the question that really everybody is asking, right? Is cybersecurity actually worth it? Because on one hand, you hear about six-figure salaries, remote work, job security in a booming industry. But on the other hand, you hear people say the market is too competitive, entry-level jobs are impossible to get, and AI is going to replace half of the work anyway, right? So there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So what's the actual truth that's going on, right? I've been in the tech industry for over a decade, working with large corporations, government agencies, and nonprofits. I've also helped quite a few people get into cybersecurity careers, and I can tell you this, cybersecurity is absolutely worth it, but only if you approach it in the right way. Because if you come into this field with the wrong expectations, the wrong strategy, or the wrong timeline, you're going to waste a lot of time, a lot of money, and get frustrated fast. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. So in this video, I'm going to break down who cybersecurity is worth it for, who it's not worth it for, the biggest lies people believe about this industry, and how to know if this is the right path for you. So let's get into it. What most people get wrong about cybersecurity is a lot of people get sold a fantasy version of cybersecurity. They think cybersecurity is all hacking. They think they're going to get one certification and land a six-figure remote job and never have to work their way up. They think cybersecurity is a shortcut. It's not, guys. Cybersecurity is one of the best career fields out there, but it still requires discipline, technical growth, and consistency and patience. The people who win in this industry are not usually the people who are looking for the fastest money. They are the people who are willing to build a real skills that companies are actually need. So if you're asking whether cybersecurity is worth it, the real question is, are you willing to become the kind of person this field rewards? Or are you already that person? Because if you are, then yes, cybersecurity can absolutely change your life, just like it has for me and plenty of others. So why is cybersecurity worth it? First reason in my eyes is the skills are actually valued, right? The companies, they need people who can protect systems, data, and infrastructure, their users, and their business operations. Cybersecurity is not a random trend, right? It is tied to business risk. And when your skills help prevent breaches, reduce risk, and protect revenue, you become valuable. That is the reason why this field pays well. The second reason is that it can create real income growth. For many people, cybersecurity is one of the most realistic paths to increasing their income without needing to become a doctor or a lawyer, right? I've seen people go from jobs they hated into careers that give them more financial stability, more confidence in a real future, right? But this doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen much faster than the most traditional career paths that are out there if you move strategically. The third reason is that there are multiple paths inside cybersecurity. A lot of people think cybersecurity is just about penetration testing, like the hacking and all that, but it's not. There's governance, risk, and compliance. There's security operations. There's cloud security. There's incident response. There's identity and access management. There's vulnerability management. There's application security, right? There's threat detection. There's security engineering. There's multiple ways to win in this field depending on your strengths. So even if you're not deeply technical today, that doesn't automatically disqualify you from some of the career paths that are out there, right? The fourth reason is the long-term upside is strong. This is one of those career paths where the more experience you build, the more leverage you gain. More income potential, more flexibility, more career options, right? The more credibility. And in many cases, more control over your life, right? That's a big deal. And it was for me. Don't like getting treated like a number. Now, let me be honest. Cybersecurity is not worth it for everybody if you're looking for easy money. This is probably not the field for you. And if you do not want to study, practice, or keep learning, this is not the field for you. If you want instant results but do not want to build a foundation first, this is definitely not the field for you. Cybersecurity, like I said earlier, rewards people who actually stay consistent. And when it stops being exciting, that's where most people fall off, right? They love the idea of cybersecurity, but they do not love the process required to actually earn a place in it. And that difference matters. So a few signs that cybersecurity may be worth pursuing for you is that you might have the mindset where you like solving problems. Like, you don't need to know everything, but you do need to be willing to think through problems, ask questions, troubleshoot, and stay curious, right? The second, you want a career with growth. If you want a field where you can keep leveling up over time, cybersecurity offers that. There's room to grow technically, professionally, and financially. The third, you are willing to start where you are at, right? This is big. A lot of people want the destination, but they disrespect the starting point and the process. If you are willing to build from the ground up, learn the fundamentals, and get the experience step by step, cybersecurity can absolutely be worth it for you. The fourth, you want skills that transfer. The things you learn in cybersecurity can open doors in IT, cloud, compliance, consulting, leadership, entrepreneurship. That makes the skill set even more valuable. Now, if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out whether cybersecurity is actually the right move for you, I put together a free playbook that breaks down the time it takes to get into cybersecurity without wasting time. You can grab it in the link in the description, but before you do that, let me show you the biggest reasons people think cybersecurity is not worth it, right? When really they just approached it the wrong way. So the top three, first reason is that they came with this unrealistic set of expectations. A lot of people were sold on hype. They thought they'd study for a few weeks, get certified, and immediately land a high-paying cybersecurity role. Then reality hit them real quick. This field has real barriers to entries. Not only with the economy, you need the skills, you need the positioning, you need the interview ability, you have to exude that confidence, you need a strategy. And when people skip that truth, they blame the industry instead of their approach. The second reason, they never built experience. Watching content is not the same thing as doing the work, right? Talking notes is not the same thing as building skills. A lot of people stay in this learning mode forever and never really practice and hone those skills in. No labs, no projects, no portfolio, never had any technical conversations, and they wonder why employers are not interested in them. The next reason, they tried to do it all alone. This is one of the biggest ones because most people waste months or years because they have no roadmap, no accountability, and no one correcting their mistakes. So they chase these random certifications, apply to the wrong jobs, undersell themselves in interviews, and they burn out before they even give themselves a real chance. That does not mean cybersecurity is not worth it. It means confusion is expensive. So the honest truth, is cybersecurity worth it? Yes, for the right person with the right expectations and the right strategy. Cybersecurity is absolutely worth it. It can give you a real career, real income growth, real flexibility, and a skill that is value in the market, right? But it's not magic, guys. It's not instant. It's not a get rich quick scheme. And it's not something you can half commit and expect life-changing results from. Cybersecurity is worth it when you treat it like a serious career move, not just a fantasy. So if you've been asking yourself whether cybersecurity is worth it, here's the answer. It is worth it if you're willing to build the skills, stay consistent, and follow the plan. It is not worth it if you're looking for a shortcut. And one more thing before you go. If you're serious about breaking into cybersecurity and you want help streamlining the whole process instead of trying to piece it together all on your own, that's exactly why I built the Cybersecurity Mentorship and Training Program. This is for people who are ready for real structure, real guidance, hands-on training, mentorship, coaching, and support throughout their entire process of building the right skills and positioning themselves for the opportunities in this field. A lot of people waste time bouncing between random certifications, random advice, and random YouTube videos without a clear roadmap. Our program is designed to help you avoid that. So if you are ready for the next steps and want to streamline the entire process, use the application link in the description below and apply. We'll learn more about your goals and where you're starting from and whether our program is the right fit to help you move forward. If this video gave you value, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below letting me know where you're at in your cybersecurity journey. I'll try to reply to everybody. And if you want to know exactly how beginners are breaking into cybersecurity step by step, watch this next video where I break down the full roadmap to get into cybersecurity in 2026, because once you understand the path, the journey gets a whole lot easier.